Bonjour, adventurers! I am leaving today to head off to Paris. I've been planning and working for this trip all year, and in a very cruel twist of events, I'm sick. I've been sick for like a week now. It's not COVID. I don't think I'm contagious anymore, so I don't feel bad traveling as far as that's concerned, but I feel pretty miserable. I have Sudafed and Afrin, and it's really just like congestion. I think it's just like a sinus thing. So I actually fly out at 5 p.m. and I don't arrive in Paris until tomorrow at like 1 p.m. So basically I have an additional day to like recover. I know I'm gonna get better in the next couple days. I just gotta hold out. Anyway, I'm packing, so I gotta get all this into my carry-on and my backpack, because that's all I'm traveling with. I can't breathe. But yeah, so I'm gonna be there Paris Monday through Friday. I already paid for and reserved everything that I'm doing, so I really only need money for transportation and food, which is cool. I'm excited. My hotel is supposed to have an Eiffel Tower view, so hopefully it's actually a good view, not just like a sliver of the tower. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone I talk to like hates Paris that's been there. I don't know why. I've never been like super into Paris or anything, but it's like one of those places you just gotta go. You have to see the Eiffel Tower at some point, you know? So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep my expectations low, but I've also done a lot of research, and I've been doing French lessons on Duolingo for pretty much the entire year up to now, so hopefully I'll be able to get by. I have a jam-packed week, so hopefully I also feel better soon. But I have to be on the tail end of it, because it's, like I said, it's been a week, so I have to be getting better. The flight's like 10 hours, but I did do the Delta Comfort Plus, so I'll have a little more room because I'm a giant person. So hopefully that's all good. I've been following a jet lag app to try to avoid having jet lag, so I went to sleep at 7 last night and I woke up at 4 a.m. And then I'm supposed to sleep like for the whole flight, and then wake up ready to go. I think at the end of the video I'll put like a breakdown of all the pricing and stuff. I definitely didn't do like the cheapest I could do, because I wanted to be comfortable on the plane and I wanted to have an Eiffel Tower view, but a lot of the Eiffel Tower view hotels are like super crazy expensive, like thousands of dollars a night. But I found through Reddit, I found this like cheaper apart hotel that isn't that crazy. I think it was like $1,000 for the week. So yeah, and I'll have like a kitchen and everything, so I can go to the market and get some stuff. I'm excited. It's currently like 107 here in LA, and it was like 114 the other day, which is like absolute complete hell. But Paris is like in the 60s and cloudy and rainy, and I'm so excited because it's actually gonna be like fall. And I planned out all my outfits. I hated like a dress that I bought, so I had to like get one on Amazon this week because it's the quickest option. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully everything comes together. I hear the metro is really easy to use, but since the metro out here in LA sucks, like I never use it, so I'm not like skilled on public transport, but I am gonna try to do that and then pretty much walk everywhere else. My goal is to only take taxis to and from the airport, so we'll see how that goes. I might, depending on how I feel though, I might take a little more than that just so I'm not walking and overexerting myself. But I'm excited. I have like a bunch of food places listed too. I'm pretty much just gonna be surviving off of carbs and cheese, which is perfect. Yeah, I'm going solo, so this is my second international solo trip. And I like it because I can do whatever I want, and I did like a pretty hectic schedule, but I don't have to worry about it because I'm up for it, so that's all that really matters. But I try to schedule each day in like a certain part of the city, so I'm not like going back and forth or anything. That's it. It's so sad that I'm sick. I'm mad too, because I have to pack and then I have to clean because my friend is coming to take care of Poppy. So I have so much to do in the next 3 hours. Oh fuck, 3 hours. Okay, I gotta shut up and go. Okay, bye. I've arrived. I made it. It's been like a 15-hour travel day, and I just got to my hotel. Let me show you. This is my little kitchen. He's so cute. Do I have a fridge? Oh yeah, my little fridge. What's in here? Oh, a little dishwasher. So cute. Do I have dishes? Yes. Okay. And then we have the bathroom, which is super nice. Oh my God. Wow. I think it heats the towels too. Oh my goodness, fancy. I look rough, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay. Now, the best part, the view. Here we go. Here's a little nook area where you can sit. Here is the bed. Cutesy little artwork. But then, this is the view. There's like a weird tint on these two windows, but here is the view. What do you mean? This is so cool. Oh my gosh, I could literally watch the tower sparkle from my bed. Desperately need a shower. And then I'm going to, I think, go to the Monoprix, which is like their little Target, grab some snacks. I almost died getting out of the tub. So this is really high. And as you can see by my handprint, I slipped when I was trying to get out of the shower. And I just saw my life flash before my eyes. Also, I went to Monoprix to get food. Head out. Okay, so I'm embarrassed by my food choices because I didn't know what anything was. My translate wasn't working. So I got stuff that like I just recognized. A baguette. And then I got a thick of cream cheese because I couldn't find the butter. Couldn't find the butter. And then for dinner, I got this like microwavable like macaroni and cheese thing. I don't know, I'm not doing well. I feel really overwhelmed. Luckily the Monoprix's literally like 2 blocks down. But yeah, I just feel overwhelmed because I don't feel good and I didn't know what anything was. I kind of want to cry, but I'm not going to because it's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna get ready and head over to the Moulin Rouge area. Hopefully get a real meal over there. I'm so tired. But I mean, come on, like, well. It's the morning of day 2 in Paris. Yesterday got off to a pretty rough start. Fun fact, you're really not supposed to mix Afrin and Sudafed. I did it because I didn't want the plane to make the pressure in my head worse, but you're not really supposed to mix it. And both of those medicines can also increase your heart rate, give you anxiety, and kind of just mess you up overall. So that's exactly what happened. I ended up having 2 panic attacks yesterday, which hasn't happened in like, I don't even know. I haven't had one in like over a year. But I ended up taking the metro to Sacré-Cœur, I believe is how you say it. It's a famous church in the Montmartre district, which is where Moulin Rouge is located. It actually was pretty easy. So I just used Google Maps and it tells you like where the train station is, what platform and train to catch, how many stops. So yeah, it was pretty easy. But that's when I had my first panic attack, was on the train, and I, just stuck it out. To get to Sacré-Cœur, it's on top of this hill, and when I tell you there were hundreds of stairs, that I had to walk up through the town, which was also not great, exerting myself that much. But then I made it to the top, and it has like a whole view of Paris, and then the church itself is really pretty. You can go inside, and then if you want to go to the very top dome, it's like $8, but it's an additional 290 stairs, so I hard passed on that. And then after that, and it's free to get into the actual church. You just have to pay if you want to go all the way to the top. So then after that, I decided to walk over to the Moulin Rouge, which was like a 15-minute walk downhill, which is nice. And I had a ticket for 9 o'clock, but they let you in early. So I got there at 8. And if you want to do a dinner beforehand, you could pay for that option. I did not. And the ticket for just the show itself was like $150. So it's pretty pricey. But I love the movie Moulin Rouge, and I have ever since it came out. So I knew I had to go. And they give you assigned seating, and I think since I was by myself, they ended up putting me at a table like near the front to like fill in the seat. So that was really cool. So I had a really good view of the stage. And before they start the show, they do like a live band, and then people go up and they're dancing, and everyone's drinking and eating, and it's like a huge party vibe before the show starts. They have like programs that you could buy that have like photos and info from the show, because you're not allowed to take photos or videos during the actual show. The show is basically like a Vegas show, like a Vegas burlesque show, but on another level. I think there were like 40 dancers. There were so many dancers, and they did like so many different like scene settings. And at one point I tried to do Google Translate to see what they were saying, but it didn't work because they were singing. So I have no idea what was going on. But they went through like different scenes. Like there was a circus scene, there was like an Indian scene, which was kind of, I don't know if that's problematic or not. There was like a lion taming scene, and then there was this guy who was doing like crazy balancing tricks. There was like a roller skating couple. There was like a neon portion. So a lot of really cool scenes. The show's about like an hour and a half. I was just like from the beginning already not feeling great. I really tried to stick it out, but it ended at like 10:30, and I left around like 10:15 because I was just like so anxious. I had to get out of there. I think I accidentally stole, well, not really stole, but some guy came to our table and he was asking if I wanted any drinks or anything, and I just got like a bottle of Evian. And then he asked if I was paying with cash or card, and I said card. Then he never came back, and then I left early, so I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It was only €5 though, so like I'm sure they'll be okay. But I feel bad because I'm like, wait, no one ever let me pay for this, but whatever. They have my info, so if they want to arrest me or ask for money, they can. I ended up taking a taxi home because I just did not want to deal with going on the metro again. And from there to here, it was like 30 euros, so definitely not as bad as from the airport. So basically, you could do Uber, regular taxis, or they have like a G7 service, which is, G7 is kind of like Uber, how you can order it like that, but they're classified as taxis. So they can use the taxi specific lanes. So that's why I've been using G7, because it can save you time if there's traffic, but you can book it ahead. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And then as far as like the metro goes, I bought a Navigo pass for the week. It was like $30. It covers all areas. Paris is divided into like 5 zones. So it just covers all 5 zones, and it works for multiple metro lines and also all the buses. So that's pretty cool. I am going to raw dog it with my cold today. I am feeling better. I'm still congested, but I'd rather be congested than an anxious mess like yesterday. So we're gonna raw dog it today. I have my tour at the Eiffel Tower today. I'm going all the way up. And then I have my Arc de Triomphe tour as well. And then I'm going to head to Disneyland Paris, which is gonna be a separate video because I already know this video is gonna be long because I won't stop yapping. I have plenty of time to like in between things, so I'm gonna do some wandering around as well. And it's gonna be a better day, and I'm ready. Ready. Good morning. It is day 3 in Paris. I'm happy to report that day 2 went a lot better than day 1. So I am still feeling kind of congested and sick. I didn't take anything yesterday, so it sucked having to like mouth breathe all day, but at least I wasn't an anxious mess. So I think that's going to be my plan for today as well. And yesterday I went to the Eiffel Tower and went up it, and you need to make reservations ahead of time. You can either take the stairs up to the first level, or you could take the elevator up to the first level, and then you can also take an elevator to the top, to the summit. And I booked my tickets as soon as they were available. I believe it was like a month in advance. And what's also cool is that since the Olympics just ended, literally like 4 days ago, the whole front area of the Eiffel Tower where cars are normally driving is closed to traffic, so you can actually just like hang out and walk around and stand. I think going to the first level is enough because you have like 360 views of the city, which is cool. And then when you go up, you're like an additional 300 meters higher, and it's the same views, just higher. So I feel like if you're short on time, you can skip going to the summit. I think I spent like half an hour once I actually entered the Eiffel Tower gates. Spent like a half an hour there, and that includes like waiting in line, security, and then waiting for the lifts up and down. So it wasn't bad. I did go at 10:30 though, so maybe it's because I went early. And then after that, I went to the Arc de Triomphe, which it's an arch. And I also bought tickets ahead of time to go inside, which, let me tell you, I was quite surprised because I was greeted by over 280 stairs in a spiral staircase. First of all, the line to get in was long, so it kind of like wrapped around the gated area. And then once you get inside, they do like airport level security. Same with the Eiffel Tower, which is cool. They have like a bag scanner. But yeah, then it's just a death spiral staircase all the way up to the top. And that was a struggle. Like, everyone had to stop multiple times off to the side because that was really rough. And then once you get up to the top, it's like the attic, they call it, and that's where they have like some history and like some older pieces from the monument. And then you go up another 40 stairs to get to the terrace, which is the very top. And again, 360 views of Paris. It's kind of like everywhere you go, the point of going to the top is to see Paris, but it's all kind of the same-ish kind of view. So also, if you're short on time, I would say you could skip going to the top. After that, I went and I got my tattoo. I now have a little, I don't know where you can see it. I have a croissant on my arm. I remember I was looking, I knew I wanted to get a tattoo, so I was like trying to think of French things that I could get tattoos of or like see what the French invented. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just get a croissant tattoo, because if you know me, you know I pretty much only eat carbs. And I was like, oh, that'll be cute. And then it turns out every basic bitch gets a croissant tattoo in France. So yeah, I didn't know that, but I still got one anyways because I did think of it. And it's cute. It was 100 euros for a tattoo. I did not tip because you don't tip tattoo artists here is what I read. And I just did a walk-in and I was in and out pretty quickly. And then I went to Disneyland Paris afterwards, which was going to be a separate video. So yesterday I did end up taking the metro a lot. If it's like a mile or so, I've been walking, but if it's anything over a mile, I will just take the metro because it actually has been extremely easy. For some reason, my card wasn't working at one point. I have it on my phone, and none of the gates would let me in. And I asked the person working the desk, and he was like, well, I don't know what's wrong or how to fix it. So that was super helpful. And I was like so annoyed. I went to every stall and I was trying it. And then one of the security guards there, he gave me his ID to scan it so I could get through. And I was like, thank you so much. I went to a couple of boulangeries. I went to one in the morning for breakfast, and I ended up getting a chocolate croissant and a Nutella crepe with some tea, and it was really good. And then I went to another one in the afternoon for lunch. I got a bagel sandwich, which I didn't realize had meat in it, so I pretty much just ate the bagel part. And then a cruffin, which is like a croissant muffin with some orange juice and a tea. But yeah, everything that I've eaten has been really good so far. Today I am headed to the farmer's market. It opens at 7 and it's like down the street from here. It's every Wednesday and Sunday, so I'm gonna go check it out. They're supposed to have like a lot of really good like fresh foods and stuff. And then after that I am headed to the Palace of Versailles. I'm taking the metro as well. It's gonna take like an hour to get there. And then later today I am going to the catacombs, which I'm really excited about. And after the catacombs, there's also a building, Montparnasse something or other, which is also another place that's supposed to have really good views. It's supposed to have the best views of the Eiffel Tower, apparently. So I'm gonna go, and luckily they have an elevator. and I'm trying to time it to go at sunset, so see how that works out for me. I feel like every day is gonna get better and better, so I had a rough start, but we're doing all right. Good morning, it's day 4 in Paris. Today I am headed to the Louvre. Saint Chapelle, I think is how you say it. It's a church, and then Notre Dame. Notre Dame is still closed because of the fires. It's supposed to open in December, so it's almost done being restored, but I'm just gonna like go see what I can see of it. I just can't go inside. Yesterday, so in the morning, I went to the farmer's market, but it was kind of disappointing because like a lot of the stands weren't even open when I got there, and I didn't really find anything super interesting, so I didn't get anything there. And then I hopped on the train to Versailles. It took me like an hour to get there, and it's only like a half a mile, I think, away from the train station. So I got off the train and then I walked over, and it's massive. It's such a huge property, and it was so quintessentially palacey that it kind of seemed like unreal. It seemed like I was in like a movie or something. When I was in line to get in, the girl in front of me was talking about a audio guide that she downloaded, and it was free. So basically there's this app, it's Rick Steves, and he does different audio guides and like audio tours for things around Europe. So I downloaded that, and it really did take you room by room and like gave you the history of everything, and I thought it was really cool. So I followed that the whole time. It's very informative. I feel like a lot of the rooms have been turned into art galleries. So there are quite a few rooms where it's just like exhibits of paintings and stuff, which, you know, that's why I'm going to the Louvre. I came to Versailles to see like the palace stuff. So after you pass like a bunch of the little art exhibits and whatnot, you can get up into the actual palace part of it, which is mostly upstairs. And a lot of the furniture are like historic replicas, but they do have some originals, and it was just so crazy. Like the ceilings are painted like so ornately, and just the way that everything was decorated. The Hall of Mirrors, which had like a million chandeliers and like a bunch of mirrors lining the wall, it was pretty crazy and breathtaking. The downside is that it is very, very crowded. So you kind of have like to push your way through the crowds in some of the rooms, because the actual rooms themselves were pretty small. They were like smaller than I expected. So you kind of have to push past people. But once you got outside, they have the gardens, which, oh my God, so gorgeous. They have like a bunch of like wooded areas. They have fountains, hedges, sculptures. Like, it's insane, the garden area around the palace. They actually had like a stand where you could either get on this little train that would take you around the gardens, or you could pay 40 euros and rent a golf cart. So that's what I did. It was an hour minimum and it was 40 euros, and you could just cart around the whole grounds. And even though I had an hour, it was not enough time. I didn't even see the entire area. And there were like surprises around every corner, like every little alcove you could go down and there would be a different fountain or a different sculpture or like a grotto. It was very, very cool. Highly, highly recommend going. So I ended up, after Versailles, I came back home so I could change. And I just got comfy and I headed off to the catacombs. I got the audio guide as well for the catacombs. I got it from the venue and it was free. And if I recall correctly, originally that whole underground area was built as support for the city up above. And it was also like a rock quarry. And then they started storing bodies down there. And it was like the 1700s and the 1800s. And it's a lot of like revolutionary fighters and protesters and whatnot who are down there. And there are like millions of bodies, basically. I remember hearing about the catacombs when I was younger, and I was always so intrigued. So it was really cool to be able to finally go. And I don't know, you have to go down, like, I think there were like 180 stairs, and then once you're under there, there are all these long dark hallways, and then when you actually get to the catacombs area, it's just bones stacked on bones stacked on bones. Like, I mean, that's just what it is, like walls of bones with bones behind it. So it's kind of eerie because just staring all these skulls in the eyes, and it's just really surreal. But they've done like all they can to make sure that they're respecting the remains and honoring the people that are down there. So the audio guide is definitely good because you get a little more context about what's going on. And then after the catacombs, I went to the Tower Montparnasse, whatever. It's like this huge tower in the city, and it's where you supposedly have the best views of Paris. You can see everything. And you go up to like the 56th floor, and then you go up a couple more staircases to the actual rooftop, and you could see all around. And it was really, really beautiful. So I'm ready to enjoy my last day in Paris. I did it. I did Paris. Oh my gosh. I did everything I wanted to do. I'm so excited that I was able to accomplish everything. It was such a jam-packed schedule, but everything worked out. Yeah, so everyone that said they hated Paris, I don't know why. definitely can't relate. I enjoyed my time here. Today I went to the Louvre this morning. It opened at 9. That's when I got there. I already had my ticket. And then I rushed to the Mona Lisa just to see her. See that tiny little bitch behind her little glass. Yeah, the room wasn't that busy, so I was able to get a quick picture. And then the Denon wing, that's where like the most famous works of art are. I ran around that wing. And then there's another wing, don't remember what it's called, but it shows you the history of the Louvre, like the actual building, which is really cool because it's like 800 years old. And so when you go down, they have like the original walls from when it was a medieval fortress. And so the walkway you're walking through is like the moat from the fortress, which is so freaking cool. Then after it was the fortress, it was a palace, and the royal family lived there before they moved to Versailles. So then after that, it was a museum. That's crazy. Like, we don't even have anything 800 years old in America. I mean, there's probably history, but we kind of destroyed it all when we colonized, so yeah. But that's why I like Europe so much, is because it's so old and there's so much crazy history, and like looking at the walls, it's like, it's so insane to think about how old it is. So then after the Louvre, I went to get lunch. I went to the Taylor Swift cafe that's in the Begin Again music video, and it's called La Palette. And then I got there before noon and they weren't serving food, so I just sat and I waited a little bit until noon, and then I just got an omelet and chocolate cake and a coffee. And I have had my umbrella this entire time and I haven't used it or needed to. And then today it was like partly cloudy, blue skies. So I didn't bring it at all to save space in my bag. And then I got caught in a rainstorm twice. And then the second time it also started hailing. That was interesting and kind of miserable. So then after the cafe, I went over to see Notre Dame. And girl, she's still got a lot of work that needs to get done. But there's one side that's like pretty. It's just like the front side where there's still a bunch of scaffolding and stuff. So they are definitely working to try to get it ready to reopen. And then I went to Saint Chapelle. It's a Gothic church and it has crazy stained glass windows. And that was just breathtaking. Like, it's insane how pretty it was. And I guess the story of that church is that whoever built it had the crown of thorns that Jesus wore. And so he built the church specifically to hold the crown of thorns. So it has like this little like elevated platform where it would sit. And it's not there anymore. It's in the Notre Dame like vault or whatever. And they only bring it out like a couple times a year. So that was really cool. All the stained glass is insane and it's so pretty, and it's all like scenes from the Bible. So you go from like one side all the way to the other side and it like tells a story. And then I went to a patisserie after that because I saw it. So to prep for my trip, I did a lot of scoping out of Reddit, and I also binge watched Les Frenchies on YouTube. And they went to this cafe by Notre Dame or patisserie, and they have Notre Dame apples, and I literally thought it was an apple. But then when she cut into it, I like made an audible noise because it's actually a pastry, but it looked like an apple. So kind of like how Emily in Paris just did it on like the recent episodes they released. I saw it before I saw it on Emily in Paris, but I really wanted to go, so I went and I got that, and it was delicious. It was like a kind of like a pastry bottom, and then it was filled with like apples and like some sort of tart cream. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I also got the peach one, but that one wasn't as good as the apple. Yeah, that's basically the trip all complete. I will put like a little breakdown of costs and stuff in case anyone is interested. And I will link Les Frenchies, the subreddit, and also some stuff. Like I know like people
are really paranoid about pickpocketing, and it's like a really big thing. I didn't encounter anything. I use a loop for my phone that's like always attached to me, and then I also got a backpack that zips. The opening is on the back side, so when you're wearing it, no one can access it. So that's just like what I use, and it seemed to work fine. This whole week feels so surreal. It went by so fast. Thank you guys for watching. I feel like this video is probably gonna be an hour long. What a roller coaster of a trip. Alright, I will see you guys on the next one, which should be coming up shortly. I'm gonna do a separate video for Disneyland Paris, and then my Egypt video will be coming up after that as well. So, alright, see you guys in the next ones. Bye!